Armin. I like the background, Armin, and I like the products as well in Lidl, huh? Price-wise is perfect. Go ahead, introduce yourself. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, everybody. Today, I will talk about our analytics capability program that educates the whole organization about what analytics is and how it creates value. That's a pretty relevant topic, I think, because analytics is a team game, and analytics projects will only then succeed when all stakeholders are fully on board and aware what analytics is and why it matters. So this meant for us at Lidl that spreading analytical knowledge and know-how across the organization is a critical success factor for our analytics factor. So I'm Armin Müller. I am a director of analytics at Lidl International, and I'm responsible for the use case that we do for our buying department. A couple of words about Lidl. So I hope most of you or all of you are clients on a regular basis, but just a couple of facts and figures that way around. In a nutshell, we have around 100 billion euro of sales. We operate in 32 countries with around about 12,000 stores, and we have approximately 340,000 employees, most of them, of course, working in our stores and our warehouses. And me, myself, I work at the international headquarters in our central analytics function with the aim to help the whole organization to become more data-driven, to become more analytics-driven. Let me start with our vision when it comes to interaction with stakeholders on analytics projects. So our vision is best described of a sailing crew, of a well-working sailing crew on a sailing board, where all members of the crew work together and pull the ropes to make sure the boat sails smoothly into the same direction. And when it comes to analytics, this means that we want all stakeholders to really be on board, understand what analytics is, and also have the analytics colleagues, the data scientists, understand what the business needs are and what the needs, what the real problems are that we want to solve with analytics. And now I would love to enter in a bit more of an interactive discussion here, which unfortunately is not feasible in this setting, but I would like to learn from you, who of you works in a situation in the company where this is already true. We are not fully there yet, but at least we're on the way. But to be very frank, if we look a couple of years back, the reality looked a bit more like that, right? There was a low awareness for the topic of analytics, what it is, why it matters. There were just single projects here and there, but not a strategic approach across the whole organization to introduce analytical projects, analytics use cases at scale. And also there in the beginning, when we started doing analytics here, there was no clear perspective on how analytics projects can help to contribute value. So what was the challenge that we were facing? So most of all, the topic of analytics was new to the organization. So many stakeholders out there simply did not know what analytics is and what these colleagues from Lidl Analytics should bring to the organization. Then, of course, analytics, data related work is pretty complex. The sheer amount of complexity in the beginning made it just difficult to successfully put into practice projects. And then, which is also true on many analytics projects, there were just many stakeholders around there having a stake in analytics projects, which add an additional layer of complexity to the possibility to successfully launch and conduct analytics projects. So what did we do at Lidl in order to make sure that analytics projects, analytics overall becomes as successful as possible at Lidl? What did we do in order to really bring the boat to the water and at some point hopefully also put a pole and sails and ropes to the boat? So there were a couple of things that we were that we did, and today I want to talk about one of them. So the first thing that we did, which is not the focus of my talk today, is we significantly reviewed and revised our operating model, how we interact with other stakeholders. What we also do, we focused and revamped our people strategy. But then, and this is the focus of my talk today, we introduced a capability building program here at Lidl with the aim to inform the whole organization about what analytics is, why it matters, how it creates value, and how it is organized at Lidl. And this is a pretty critical success factor for us, and also a successful one. So over the last 2 years, we had already many colleagues from our international headquarters, but also from our country division joining our capability building program. And now I want to tell you a bit more how this capability building program looks like. So this is the focus of my talk today, about the people and the operating model. More than happy to enter into the discussion at another stage. So how does our analytics building program look like? Before I show you the elements, I want to introduce the questions that we were asking ourselves when we actually built our analytics capability building programs. So we were asking ourselves, why do analytics capabilities matter? And what do we want business units, stakeholders from the business units to know when it comes to analytics? And we identified mostly 3 areas that mattered to us. First, we want business units to recognize the value of analytics. Why does analytics matter to a company such as Lidl? Then secondly, we want business units to be able to successfully identify use cases and contribute to projects in interaction with data scientists. And thirdly, and this is kind of the tip of the mountain, we want business units to be able to resolve basic analytical problems on their own. Given that data and all the impacts that stem from data and analytics will become more and more important over the next years, that we're pretty convinced, we want business units to be able to resolve the basic problems on their own, where the actual problems arise, and not always have to rely on expert input. So, and to achieve this, to address these 3 areas, or to pick up the picture of the boat that I have here on the slide, to transform our business units into speedboats when it comes to analytics, we developed 3 training formats that I want to talk about now. So to address the first topic about recognizing the value of analytics, we developed an e-learning, a 30-minute e-learning that on a very high level explains what analytics is, how it creates value, and how we as a central function at Lidl Analytics support the whole organization. The e-learning is called Analytics at Lidl, Value from Data, and can be accessed through our regular e-learning system at the moment at our international headquarters, but going forward also in our country divisions. And here the goal is really to address as many people as possible, as many colleagues as possible, with some basic knowledge about what analytics is. Then to address the second topic, to make sure that our business units are able to successfully identify use cases and to successfully contribute to projects, we developed a 1-day training program, which is called our Analytics Basic Training. So originally, before Corona, we planned to do it as a 1-day classroom training. Now we do it split up in several WebEx or team sessions nowadays, and videos and homework exercises, but the overall required time amount is around 1 day. And there participants learn in more detail what analytics is, but then also to identify use cases in their area of interest, in their day-to-day business area, but then also to successfully collaborate on analytics projects by giving them some initial know-how, what different analyses look like, what a regression is, what a classification is, and so on, to put them into a position to be able to interpret the results and not be analytical results from data scientists a black box anymore. So this is our analytics basic training. And then we also launched one additional training format, which is the most comprehensive offering that we have, which addresses mostly employees on a not too senior level. So people who then in their day-to-day job already now really work with data, also with big amounts of data. And these colleagues, we want to teach them to do data-related work in a more proficient way. And that's why we developed our analytics practical training, which is on-the-job training, which lasts in total around 3 to 4 months. And we expect participants to spend at least half a day or ideally 1 day per week during this period on the content of this training. So in this training, the colleagues really learn to use Python and do data analysis that they before did in Excel, to do that in Python. But of course, we don't transform them into fully fledged data scientists in 4 months, but rather give them some basic understanding how to ingest, transform, visualize, also export data in Python. And the aim is to help people to automate things they've been doing manually so far, and to support them to professionally handle also large amounts of data. So these are the three
questions, Armin. Sorry, just 3 minutes and a lot of questions for you.
Yeah, let me add one more final thing, and then we can go to the questions. So these are the three trainings that we have, and then we complemented these with e-course learning offering, where we partnered with a company called DataCamp, which offers quite a broad amount of different e-learnings on different analytical topics, both introductory courses, but also pretty advanced courses that then complement our training program. So that's it from my side, and now more than happy to get your questions.
Okay, thanks a lot. Mariana, if you can switch on the camera, please, with your long question. Microphone.
Yep, here we go. Hi, everyone. Hi, Armin. I have a question on which types of analytics do you focus in the trainings? Because we also had that discussion within our company. So do you just focus on machine learning and OR, or do you really also look in descriptive analytics and BI and so on?
So we try to give a comprehensive understanding of what analytics is. So starting with descriptive analytics, but then also moving to more advanced topics, explanatory analysis, predictive analysis, prescriptive analysis, where then machine learning AI comes in. So we try to give a as holistic picture as possible, because what I realized in my time here at Lidl, that for business stakeholders, it's sometimes difficult to differentiate between what is business intelligence, what is artificial intelligence. And so we try to give an as comprehensive picture as possible to also create awareness among business stakeholders with which questions to address our colleagues from enterprise reporting, and with which questions to address us at the analytics teams, where we have data scientists that then work more on predictive, prescriptive stuff. Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot. Now you can switch off camera, Mariana. Thank you so much. We have still time for other questions. If you have a look at the chat area, please, Armin, that you can see the questions and you can choose from as well.
Sorry, I don't see the chat area at the moment.
If you click chat down
so
next to
while sharing the screen, I don't see it. If you could read out a question, if you could just read out one, that would be easier, I guess.
Dear Armin, how did you improve business knowledge of your data analytics team for understanding business needs? Do you have a structured roadmap for it?
Yeah, so this is something that I did not talk about today, right? Today I talked about how we educate our business around analytics, but the other topic is as important as well. So we developed also for our data scientists a training curriculum where we address areas such as stakeholder communication, basic business understanding, where we give them a kind of a mini MBA in a couple of days, because of course many data science profiles join us without much prior knowledge about business. So there we also developed a separate curriculum.
Thanks a lot. Last question. We have many questions, then we will discuss it during the panel. But Petra Melters has a question. Can you describe how you bring your data scientists together with your knowledge workers to make analytics a team support?
Yeah, so we try to staff our projects as cross-functional as possible, right? So we have both data scientists as well as colleagues from the business units who really have the process expertise in the project teams, and then have as regular interactions as possible. We try to be as agile, as iterative as possible to make sure that there is a knowledge transfer from our subject matter experts to our data scientists to make sure that our data scientists really solve the right problems.
Thanks a lot. So we have more questions. We will discuss it later during the panel discussion now. The panelists, if you can all join this